Hello fellow engineers and welcome to Arknights Endfield, a real-time strategy RPG with factory building. Not the matchup I was ever expecting, but I'm excited. And this video is sponsored, so boost the link in my description to check out Arknights Endfield for free. On PC, PS5 and mobile with the brand new update, Old Deep Water Dies by Rising Tide It Is Denied. Slightly unusual name. That's now live too. Right, so we start off in this snowy world with a character who I think prefers to live in a VR headset, or maybe he's trying to be Batman. I'm Batman. But the first thing I noticed were the absolutely incredible snow physics left by your character as they walk around, and just how fast we can spin around. We can create an Animanado t-shirt coming soon. RealCivilEngineer.com. Anyway, oh my goodness, what the hell was that? Oh, that building's coming down, and it destroyed a bridge. No, we destroyed a bridge. We're only like 5 seconds into the game. Anyway, we've then got some architects to destroy. For these enemies, we want to use the power of engineering. Yes, giant overpowered guns to kill tiny little creatures. I think that's fair. Anyway, we then had to fight this dude who pulled a sword out of his chest to try and attack me. Right, then after we get exploded by that giant thing, we wake up on this ship where we're given a completely peeled apple. Right, so then I gotta type my name. I've got text to speech on though. I'm not sure how accurate it's going to be. Right, and you are RCE. RCE. No, I didn't mean it like that. Do not confirm. No, I do not want to confirm my name. Oh, I just confirmed. And then we've just got to follow this lady here to my favorite part of the ship, the bridge. And she informs us that basically we've got to save humanity by making a bunch of factories or something like that. Anyway, I found the skip current story button.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
So this is where our first factory is going to go. This is called the AIC, which is a TLA, a 3-letter acronym for an automated industry complex. Now, the reason you want to do that in this game is you can like upgrade all your stuff, so you can get like better swords, better equipment, or we can just sell various things on the black market, get some cash on the go. But I'm going to do it for the main purpose of making numbers bigger. Now, to start off, we're going to need to do a little bit of mining. So if we head over this way, you can see there's some of these little ores poking out the ground. So we can just give them a bit of a sword, and then look what popped out. Some Originium ore. What an original name. And so we can pick those up and then start using them to build our factory. There's also these ore patches here that you can put automated mines on to make things a lot quicker. Alternatively, you can just get your little party. You have 3 slots. So yeah, I've just added these 3. Yeah, there are 3 there. You can't actually see the person behind the giant panda. But it's a giant panda. I wasn't going to not pick him. And basically, if I start attacking, then they'll all copy me and... Oh, did he just do a butt slam? He just did a butt slam. But yeah, they will destroy all of them. Come on, guys. Get to it. You're lazier than editors. Come on. Come on. Come on, Panda. Look over here. Right, he's destroying the smallest one. The smallest one. Lazy. Anyway, back over in the factory, we can start using that to make buildings and stuff. But I figured to start with, if we head into the database, this gives us like everything we can build. Well, just everything. It's a huge encyclopedia. Do encyclopedias still exist? It's a huge Wikipedia. Yeah, I am down with the kids, all right. All right, if we head into item files here, we can see pretty much everything we can build. So let's try and find something that doesn't sound too complicated. Metadiastimmer photo emission tube. Maybe not that one. Ooh, industrial explosive. It's a usable item. Yeah, I could do with some of those. Well, before we get ahead of ourselves, we should probably look to get some mining on the go. So this portable Originium rig, we can use it to automate the Originium ore mining, but you can see here it does not need to be connected to the power grid, because yes, there is power in this. And if we go into construction, but in order to build one of these, we need this Origio crust. And as it says down here, we can turn the Iridium ore into the crust by using a refining unit. Oh, and then you can see all the things you can make with that as well. Oh man, there's loads of stuff. So the refining units just require 5 of the Iridium ore. So I've just built some of those, and let's plop these down somewhere. So we'll plonk one there. And as you can see, we have our first issue. We require power for this building, although we don't need it for the mine. So if we want to power this up, we've got to grab power from our main base thing over here. What is this called? The automation core. Now, thankfully, these only cost 5 of the original ores to build as well. So let's grab one of them. Make sure it's in range of both. So I guess plonk that there. We do have a top view, by the way, which can be very helpful for building. Anyway, this pylon is working. You can tell because it's got a little line coming out the top going up there. See, that's the power going bzzz along there. Refiner is up and running, but it is sleeping. It doesn't have any ore to refine. So, team, let's get back over here and come on, destroy the rocks. Anyway, what I like about these guys helping me, they actually like pick them up as well. So you can see, yes, they destroy them, but look, then they also pick them up as well. Anyway, after a whole load of that, we can come back to our refining unit and we can add our 36 ore into there. And then every 2 seconds, we get one of these Origio crusts. So this is slowly getting through those. We can click claim all just to grab them all. However, that's not very engineer-like, is it? No. We can automate because look out the front and look out the back. They are slots for conveyors. So if we just press E, we can start getting some conveyors on the go. So we can literally convey about wherever we want, as long as it's within our little yellow boundary here. So I've done a very efficient layout here. Aren't you guys impressed with this? Yes, they're impressed. And you can see our little iridium crusts. They sort of look like pizza boxes. Oh, imagine if like you could just order pizza crust, not the actual pizza. That would be horrible. Anyway, we'll just plumb this straight into there. Although not quite straight in, but you know what I mean. And then as they go into the automation core, we get them in our inventory. Well, if I come over to one of these outports here, I can add a conveyor like that. Send that into the back of this. And then I can choose what I want the output to be. So if I just select the iridium ore, then all the ore I got from smashing these rocks earlier comes straight out of here and into there where it gets processed. And we have somewhat of an automated process. We just need to now build some miners to shove them on here. So I've just constructed a portable mining rig and now we can come and place it on top of here. Boosh. And oh, it's on a high purity vein. So the gathering efficiency is better than normal. It takes 3 seconds to gather one, but as you can see, they're all stuck in there. We can claim them all, but we can't have conveyors outside of our little yellow circle, which is technically a square. However, in order to not have to claim them all and then run back over this way, etc., we're going to have to get that electric one, which thankfully, as you can see, just requires a portable rig as well as the 5 of the Origio crusts. So if I just stash this portable rig, then I should be able to construct an electric one. Yes. And then we can place this over on that mining spot. So shove it up there. Nice. But then we've got to try and get power over to here. So if we take an electric pylon and shove that up here. So that electricity pylon is unpowered because it doesn't reach outside of the area. So stash that back. And I think for this, we're just going to have to move power the old-fashioned way. So if we come over to here, we can then press F to start transmission. And then we can literally have a little wire, a little cable, and this will follow us any way we walk as long as we stay within our 80 meters. So we can literally power anything 80 meters away around any direction, which means we can plug it into our electric mining rig via the electric pylon next to it. So that is now up and running. You can see the electric pylon has a straight line. So this is all powered up. And then within the electric mining rig, as long as it's set to belt-free transfer, that will do things automatically. You can just make it store things on its own, but we want it to transfer stuff back because that will keep everything running. Although at the moment, everything is clogged. I think because I have too much of everything, I got to do some building.
Let's get down to business.
However, as well as the electric pylon, there's also this guy, the relay tower, which is basically the same thing. It's a little bit more expensive at 20, but it has a way bigger range so it can power more things at once. So if we just get a load of them connected together. I also made this little zipline thing for fast travel. Very nice. But we can just chain a load of these back to our base. And then once they're all connected, you can see them all over here past this little Teletubby land. I think that's where these rabbits live. They're like really weird grass rabbits with leaf ears. But down here, I found a whole load of other nodes that we could connect to. So now it's even more clogged. Anyway, now we sort of know the basics of how this is going to work. Let's head back into our little database here. We can now have a look at these industrial explosives. So we have our little chain here. So if we view this chain, we can see everything we've got to do in order to do them. So let's start with here. We've got to find some amethysts and get them mined. So let's go have a little wander and see if there's any. Oh, look, I see purple straight away. Go team, go. Boosh, destroy that rock. This is so much easier than the boss fights. But right, let's place down some mining rigs on these because it does say electric mining rig. This mining rig can mine iridium and amethyst. So let's get all of these placed. So that's 4 of them on. Oh my goodness, look at that guy's head. Like a stegosaurus with an axe for a head. Anyway, that is a lot of mining rigs now. So we'll then just get these so I can power those 3 like that and put a pylon in the middle of these 3. Yeah, like that. And then I'll use a relay tower to power the 2 pylons. So if I just draw a little cable wiggly around to this one, then one around here into this one. Boosh. Then do we think that's 80 meters back? Only one way to find out. Straight line challenge. 40. Oh, I think it's going to be too far. It's going to be too far. Is it? Is it? Oh, it's too far. Okay, well, I may as well shove another relay tower just on the edge. I don't want to put it inside because that will take up valuable space that I'll no doubt need. But I will just connect this into there like that, and now that is powered. You can see the 2 lights up the top, and then up here these are all running. They're all set up to do the belt-free transfer. So what was next on the list? We've got to refine it with a refining unit into amethyst fibers. Now, because I've made a bit of a mess here, it's going to be quite hard to like get conveyor belts out. However, a good engineer knows to use bridges. So let's place a bridge on top of there like that. Nice. And then over here we can place this refining unit as well as a pylon to power it. And then from here we just take this into the back of it, and then we tell this port to output the crystals. They go into here, get turned into fiber, and then we just take them out this way and then plumb them in there. And then I guess when these get close, if it clogs up like the other one, we know that we just have too many materials. There may be an upgrade actually. I did see this tech tree that I've unlocked a load of stuff in. So oh no, look, they are going in. Yes, they're going in. So maybe I just have too many of these. Yeah, we're probably clogged up on those ones, but this, because it's a new resource, that is going in. Anyway, the next step is to get a fitting unit. This will allow us to create an amethyst part, and then we've got to combine that with down here a shredding unit to get acetine into acetine powder and then package them together, and that will create the explosive. I am just wondering though, these have 3 ports on the front and the backs. Could I come out this way? Oh, it puts automatic bridges in. Okay, loving that. But yeah, do that. Oh no, the wrong thing's coming out. Okay, it's all back up and running. So does that make stuff faster? So if I grab another conveyor belt here and come out this way. Oh yes, it does. But look, I think we've clogged it. Right, no, okay, it's better now. It's better now. It's all sorted. Okay, so let me just add item to this slot here. Add another conveyor belt that goes into there. And I'll just use the top view to get the last thing. Top view is so good, by the way. It makes it so much easier. But yeah, that can plumb into that. And then, oh, actually, is this better? I don't know if that is better. I think it's just clogged up. Yeah, we might not be mining fast enough anymore because there's like some big gaps on these conveyor belts behind. And I don't think this thing can process as much. Yeah, it can only do 1 every 2 seconds. So we've got way too many coming in. So I think we'd be better off getting another one of these and then just plumbing straight into all of them. So now all 3 are churning them out at the same time. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Yeah, I like the little animation, by the way. Like, you can see the little... You can see the conveyor coming in. You can see the conveyor taking them out. But nice. That is way more packed, isn't it, Mr. Panda? So next up, we want a fitting unit. So that just costs 10 of the Origo crusts. So we'll place one of these. I'll make sure it's in that pylon range. So we'll just do that. And I'll say out of this output, let's add the amethyst fiber. Oh my goodness, we've got 500 of them already. We are cooking on gas. Right, that goes into there. And then in the fitting unit, that is making the amethyst part. So I could shove that back in. I'm actually thinking though, it's probably a bit silly to use up all of these, like, because you've only got 1 extra output here. Let's just delete what we did. Then let's delete this outer one perhaps. So that's coming from this refining unit here. So what we could do is literally just shove our fitting unit right in front of it like that. Plumb in conveyors. And then from here we can go into the other machine. So consulting our database, that's the packaging unit. And then we just need to sort this out, the acetine. So first off, packaging unit requires 20 amethyst parts. So we'll construct one of them. And then I'm going to place that this side because we'll have the other material coming in that way, and just plumb that into the back. This does need power as well, so we'll just shove that there. And nice, that's all powered. And then to get the Aquatine is a little bit different because it's a plant. Now, you can head to the map and head to various places to find some. I found some up in Valley Pass, like put a little symbol there. So if we just head out into the unknown, there's a lot of carnage out here and a lot of these guys in our way as well. Boosh. All right, use our ultimates. Boosh. All right, we get to a point where I have found some. So there's just 3 here. So we can just head around the map trying to find them. But obviously going to be better if we can plant them and farm them ourselves. So let's head back to the hub, back to our core AIC area, teleport. And yeah, we need to come into our tech tree and unlock planting, seed picking units and planting units. So with those unlocked, we have the seed picking and planting units. So here's the seed picking unit. How does this guy work? Can we put the Aquatine in there? Yes, and then we get Aquatine seeds from it. And then if that's making the seeds, we can probably use them in a planting unit. If I shove that in front next to it and then do a conveyor belt from one to the other, then yes, that's now planting and getting us what we need. So what I probably want to do is have one arm that links back to the start, so it makes the seed that allows us to plant more, which then come out here, go back into there to make more seeds so we can make more. So yeah, only a finite amount came out. I'm hoping with our seeds we can actually make more than we actually use. So if this can get to like a continuous conveyor belt, I know that we are making more than we're using. Right, okay, here they come. They're about to go back into the seed picker machine and they're still coming out the planter. Yes, okay, we have achieved. We have an infinite amount of this stuff. So what we want to do with that is take the Aquatine and then put it into a shredding unit, and then that will give us Aquatine powder. Aquatine. So the shredding unit thankfully just needs 5 Origicrusts, so we'll construct one of them and we'll plonk this down over here just because I want some power. This is like the least efficient thing you've ever seen. Oh, everyone's going to go so mad at me in the comments. It's organized confusion, okay? But right, that goes into there. And then some of the Aquatine will come out that way. Some of them will head back this way. But we should have enough now that we're keeping everything self-sufficient because we're only ever taking half. So we should always be able to multiply. But right, they go into this shredder. And then there's the powder being made. You can see the grinding happening in there. So let's grab this and then bring that up here to go into you. Then this is the packaging machine, and that should combine the two into our explosive powder, I'm hoping. And by the way, just a quick reminder, this is a free game. There's a lot to this, because remember, this is just to build one usable item, the industrial explosive. Like, there's loads and loads of things that you can build. I haven't unlocked them all. You like unlock them as you like pick up new things. So, like, as you discover new plants and stuff, you get new recipes. But yes, there is the packaging unit with our explosives. So I think we want to take this and plumb this in so that we get it in our inventory, and then we can go on an explosive rampage. How quickly is this making them though? Oh, pretty slowly. Are these numbers both going up? I think it caps out at 50, so we're definitely making the amethyst parts fast enough. The powder is also going up. So yeah, could probably use another packaging unit actually. Well, and then a whole load of everything. We could just multiply, make this thing more efficient, and then we'll have explosives for days.
1 hour later.
Okay, so I did a few small upgrades and basically just tripled my explosives production. And now if you look at my depot inventory, you will see, look how many explosives we have, 6,000. And not only that, I've completely filled my backpack with them. Which means we can go on a little bit of a rampage. Where I want to do that, I'm currently in the Valley 4 area. I want to head to Wuling because this is a bit more of a hardcore area, and this is where the actual update will be as well. So right, just teleported to this area. Looks nice, right? Nice little bit of blossom up there. Wrong. Very scary enemies. However, now I have unlimited explosives. So now we can just stand from afar and slowly... slowly just throw these bombs at this guy. Boosh. Don't worry, Mr. Panda. You will be safe with me. Anyway, Ruling City has another core AIC area, which I'll travel to now. And this one, not only is it much bigger, as you can see, but look over here. It has pipes and fluids. And this is where the new updates are based as well. So let's have a look at the new stuff. Head into database, and then let's find something else we want to build. Oh, how about this guy? A Cuprium component. Looks like an old mini disc player. Did anyone get mini discs? I never did. I went from CD to MP3, but mini discs were definitely a thing. Let's try and bring them back. So view the chain, and then, oh boy, okay, there's quite a lot going on here. Let's start with this top thing. So we've got to get water. We've got to pump out with the fluid pump. That will give us clean water. Then we combine with Cuprium in a hydro mining rig to get us Cuprium ore. So we'll grab one of these fluid pumps, and I think with these you can shove them like anywhere you want. So like we can shove it in this river, which is good. You can shove it in this giant pond, which is also good. But I'm gonna shove it on this bridge. Boosh. You know what that means? We need a bridge review. It's a bridge that not only allows us to get across the river, because otherwise if we fell in, we did, but it also allows us to pump water with our new fluid dump, allowing us to take this pipe all the way over to a mining spot, which can eventually go to one of these hydro mining rigs so that we don't need power to drive it. So that's going to give us Cuprium ore, and if we then have some clean water going into a refining unit, that will give us Cuprium. So overall, I give this bridge a 6.2 out of 10. Bridge review. Right, so then bung a refining unit down. Tell this node to give us Cuprium ore, and then just conveyor belt into the back of it like that. All right, so then we just plumb a pipe into there. Make sure this has power. So then this is creating sewage. So I've just put a little sewage outlet over here. So we could treat that sewage with a water treatment unit, or just store it in one of these, and then it'll be someone else's problem. So nice, we have a poo tube. Anyway, but if we then take that Cuprium into this fitting unit here, then that will make us these Cuprium parts, and then we just need to put that into a gearing unit, but we need everything down here. Oh dear. So we're going to need buck flowers and sand leaves, and then we're just going to have to get them in planters and seed picking units and stuff. Now what I probably should have done is made a blueprint from earlier, but I think we'll be fine just doing this manually to start. So that's those set up, but these planting units do require water, so let's grab a pipe splitter, shove that up there, then we can come from here and go into that one, and then come over this way. We'll probably need a pipe bridge to get across. We can then shove that into there. Anyway, the sand leaf then goes into this shredding unit, so we get the shredded stuff, and then on the other side the buck flower gets put into a refining unit to be turned into carbon, and then we can shred that up to get the carbon powder. That combines with the sand leaf powder in the grinding unit, which I'm going to shove here, and then just plumb these conveyor belts in, give it a pylon so it has power. Right, and then with both of them going in, this thing is stirring together, making us the dense carbon powder that we can then wang into another refining unit, and that makes us stabilized carbon, which we need to combine with clean water into a Forge of the Sky. So I'll shove the Forge of the Sky down here. That's quite a beast. We'll then nab some water just from here, so we can plumb it in like that, and that will make us this Zyronite, and then we can put that into the gearing unit that has the Cuprium parts going into, which is what I did at the very start. Right, so they're all going in there. Yeah, as you can see the recipe, we actually need 10 of the Cuprium parts and 10 of the Zyronites in order to make one Cuprium component. But then they're done, we can just take that out and plumb that back into this, so we get it in our inventory. And then what a mess, just for one part. But we can use that part for something interesting with our character, although it's not making explosives. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you to the devs for sponsoring. Please boost the link in the description to check it out yourself. This factory building, remember, is just like, it's not even like the main part of the game. Like, we're meant to be these characters that go around killing everything, and like there's so much to the factory building in this, it's insane. And not only that, the game's completely free as well. So if it looks interesting to you, check it out. For now, I'll say peace, love, and was I just playing in VR all along? Bye.